you guys party like crazy. I can even feel that you're partying just by the comments. Somebody says that we've been looping and I've been over here jamming. Well, we have been jamming with you as well. Congratulations, every single one of you out there right now, all over the world. I know we've got people, we have thousands waiting on the Zoom line trying to get in to the meeting, and that's why we delayed our start, because the internet has gone haywire, as we call it, right? Everybody's chilling at home. Bandwidth is being used up at an all-time high, at an all-time premium, and guess what? It just happens that way. But I love to see our Boomerang family party and all be together today, guys. We are going to light it up. But first of all, here's what we've got to do. We have to celebrate. I know some of you think I said accelerate, but we have to celebrate. What do I mean by celebrate? Well, we'll be talking more about it a little bit later on. But today, because of you, and when I say you, that's right, I'm pointing in the camera at you. So if you hear my voice, if you see my finger, if you can see any of this, it is all your fault that your company, iBoomerang, was just now today named 2019 fastest growing company in network marketing in the entire world. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to celebrate. I don't care where you are. If you're in the grocery store, wherever you are, celebrate right now. People should think you're crazy right now. I'm gonna run around the office right now. I'm doing my celebration dance. Right? Celebrate, 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 celebrate. Cut it out. Time to go to work. 2020 is here. Let's talk about our compensation plan. All right, now, we're going to celebrate a little bit more together. We celebrate together specifically outside, okay? So in here, we don't have time for a whole bunch of celebration with each other because we've got a job to do. But you know what? Milk it with your prospects. People who don't know, milk it with them. But we've got 2020 to worry about. 2019 is done. And guess what? I looked at the numbers, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't happy. Well, what do you mean? Number one, so what? I wasn't happy with the percentages that I saw. I wasn't happy with the revenue that I saw. I wasn't happy that more of you were not dining. I wasn't happy that more of you were not free. I wasn't happy that more of you are not financially independent or in a position where you can call it quits on your job. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that means I will probably never be happy enough, because we won't quit until each and every one of you who wants to and who puts together that plan to join us, join that land of what we call freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. It's what we'll always fight for. Well, anyway, guys, I hope that you guys have been very safe. I hope that you have found yourself being creative and utilizing some of this time to really, put yourself together and get yourself in a position whereas you really are able to catapult. Okay, you're able to catapult. You're able to springboard yourself to that next level. So today we're going to talk about compensation plan, but we're going to talk about it from a completely different perspective. From a different perspective than we're normally used to talking about it. Your Global Master Ambassador, Mr. Edwin Haynes himself, he went over a compensation plan training, and I never forget seeing it. Absolutely phenomenal, all right? I'm not going to do the same thing that he did. Why? Because what he did was perfect. I think T. Gray's actually done a compensation plan training, or they did one together on flight school, and what they did was absolutely perfect. So why would I come back and do what was already perfection? I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Now, many of you, when you were children, raise your hands if you have children or have ever been a child. Trick question. Anyway, but for some of you, some people are confused. Like, I don't know, was I a kid before? I don't know, all right? But for some of you, do you remember playing, maybe Odyssey or the PlayStation or Atari, or like we say, the PS3 that we have today, or the Xbox for some of our millennials here that we may have, or whatever it was, that little game that you had, right? Now, in that little game, if you ever played video games, and when I was a kid, I played video games. I love the arcade, okay? Mrs. Pac-Man and Galaxy were my favorite, along with Asteroids as well, okay? Those are my favorites. Now, the games that they play today are probably so far advanced, I couldn't get on and tell you anything. Those people look like humans, all right? Specifically with the little sport games. But when I played the games, what I always wanted to know, there was always this special code or this special inside secret that if you did a few of these particular things, it would unlock the game and you would be able to get to the next level, okay? You would be able to get to the next level. And there was this other game, I don't even remember the name of the game, but I remember that it was called Contra. How many of you remember Contra, okay? The game Contra. You don't remember Contra. Contra was a game, I never forget it. I had this game when I was in, I think I was maybe in the 10th grade. And I haven't played it since maybe the 11th or the 12th grade. And do you know, I still remember the code right now to unlock extra men. It was left, right, B-A, start. Haven't played it in I don't know how many years, okay? But that's what it was. It was left, right, up, down, B-A, start. And then boom, guess what would happen? You'd release extra men and you'd have extra lives. And I was able to go through and complete the game. Well, why am I talking about that? Because today I'm going to give you the up, down, left, right, B-A, start to the ibuumerang compensation. Okay. And often you'll find people who've created a game, they know the inside secrets, okay? And here's one of the things I want to share with you. I want to share one thing with you that I'm excited about. Number one, I have to give you some disclosures and some disclaimers, okay? I'm going to give them verbal, and I know they'll put them up. And I'll tell you some cool stuff that we're going to do with this particular training here, okay? It's going to be a couple of hours, all right? I may even go over it because this is not a training just to fit into the box. I want to unleash the secret to you today. And I've got our creative team who's paying attention to this particular training, all right? And here's what they're going to do. They're going to take this training, this video that I'm doing right now, and they're going to align a PowerPoint to go with it. They were looking at, HB, what are you going to do? And T. Gray got me on the phone thinking that I'm going to do this cookie cutter compensation plan training. He's like, there's no way in the world we can design a comp plan, a PowerPoint for this. You can't until you've actually seen it being done. So what they're going to do is take the information, and we're doing something different. Normally you see a PowerPoint to guide you through the training. Well, my brain doesn't work like that. I don't have any slides or any notes or anything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the exercises to complete it. And then they're going to go back and they're going to build a PowerPoint and they're going to slide it into this presentation. And guess where you're going to be able to get it? It's going to be stored in the vault, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who have a subscription to the vault, it's what? Is it $19.95 or $19.99, something like that?
For the first month.
$19.95.
And then free for 6 months.
For your first month. You pay your first month, you can do that today, and then you don't get billed into your 6th month again. And everyone who gets that subscription right now, you get it for $19.95, and your grandfather That subscription is going to be a $99.95 per month subscription, but it's grandfathered now, okay? You're grandfathered. That means that for the life of you, you'll always have it at $19.95, no matter what the price goes to. Even if it goes to $150, you got it at $19.95. And where can they get that? In your back office, tools, under tools,
training.
And under training, you can go out and get that and subscribe to it. And they're going to take everything we put here, they're going to put the PowerPoints to it, because this right here is going to unlock it for you. Okay, this is going to unlock the secrets to it. So my disclaimer, my disclosure that I want to give you, every one of you who are looking right now, number one, and I want to even explain why. Why disclaimer? Okay, here's why disclaimer. Because sometimes people join businesses based off of emotion, or they may join from a person who presented the business to them, maybe in a fashion without all the facts, and only present the great side or the good side about how many people make money and show the diamonds and show the emeralds and the rubies and sapphires and look how awesome these people are. And what happens is sometimes people will join the business because they think, wow, everyone that they showed me is successful. So that means that everybody becomes successful when they join the business. It's not true. That is not true. Do we have people who've made a lot of money in our company? Of course we do. Do we have people who've made zero money? Of course we do. Okay? And I can tell you that the people who've made a lot of money, I can tell you a little bit of what they've done, and I can tell you the people who've made no money, I can tell you a little bit of what they've accomplished as well. So your income is based on your efforts to make these numbers work. This is not like a job where you get paid for effort. Here, it's a business. You get paid for results. And I'm going to show you today how to maximize your results. So remember, anytime you see any one of our presentations, there's no guarantees of income whatsoever. And sometimes I even like to make it sound harder than what it is. But it's not. It's a simple concept, but it does require effort. And I can tell you this, the people that I know of who've done it, they say it's worth every sacrifice that they ever made to claim their own financial independence. So you guys are ready? If you're ready, say ready. All right. Now, I want to make this training as fun as possible. Now, you say, HB, I've never seen you sit on a stool during the training. Why am I sitting on a stool today? Well, I have to tell you, maybe you guys don't know what we've got going on at 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, but I do. It's called Boom Fit, okay? Boom Fit. And what is Boom Fit? Boom Fit is our workout fitness channel that we have on our Boom Stream TV that we've got going on. And I can tell you right now that between Alex and between Emil, I don't feel like standing right now, okay? I don't know if I could last throughout the entire training, okay? So I got muscles that I didn't even know that I had that are hurting right now. My glutes and boots and gluts and trips and tripods and all that kind of stuff. It's all sore right now, okay? So it's like you touch me somewhere, but it's been really, really good. I promise I will get fit during this period of time. Why? We got beaches. We have beaches that we have to visit, and I ain't showing up to no beach and letting the beach win. I'm gonna win, right? So if you guys are ready, let's go. Now, let's talk about from a comp plan standpoint. I'm gonna give you some ideas, give you some secrets, and then I'm gonna release several promotions, celebration promotions that we are going to release on this call live. It is to celebrate being #1 company, fastest growing momentum company, fastest growing in 2019. We're going to celebrate, and HB is coming with it today. I am unleashing what I call the 2020 of April ibuumerang stimulus package is going to be released during this call. Show me some love on the chats there, and I'm going to release this sometime during this call, maybe towards the end, okay? The 2020 in April ibuumerang stimulus package, all right? If the U.S. government can release a stimulus package, we are chipping in. I've already called my GMA. I said, hey, listen, we're going to go in and make some investments and just pour some extra money into this month right here and make sure our people are taken care of. So, all right, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Throughout this training, I may be picking up my mobile phone and looking at some of the comments just to see and make sure that everybody's getting it. T. Gray, Mark, we're all social distancing. So if you see me turn this way, it's because T. Gray's like 8 feet over this way, Mark is 8 feet back that way, and we've got Angela, she's way back there. They're like social distancing. That's why I'm talking loud, because I think they're so far. Even you guys, they social distance my camera. It's 8 feet away from me right now, okay? They said if I'm too close, I'm breaking the rules. So I'm over here isolated, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's talk about compensation plan. Let's break down what compensation plan is, what it's designed for, what the reason for it is, and I'm going to show you guys how to make this thing work. And it's what I do. I can tell you this, is that one of the things that I've done in my history in network marketing is I've studied numbers. I understand cause and effect, and I understand how to make numbers work to form the result that I'm looking for, a desired result. And I designed a compensation plan once before, and the top earners in the history of network marketing actually came from that system and the compensation plan. Now, let me share with you what rookies do with comp plans, okay? Because my goal, I told you, I'm gonna teach you, because I want you to really understand the science and the behavior and the art form of compensation plans. Compensation plans are only numbers. That's it. You know what rookies do? Rookies look at comp plans and say, oh, my comp plan is better than your comp plan, and this comp plan is better than your comp plan. And none of that really means anything. It doesn't. Am I going to say our comp plan is the best? There's only 100 pennies in a dollar. That's it. Okay? And a company has to be healthy. And so how many of those pennies you're going to pay out is what your payout is. So none of that really means anything. What means something is comp plan plus system plus growth means everything multiply times environment equals great comp plan. Comp plan plus system plus growth multiply times environment. So that means if I was to say, I would do this: comp plus system plus growth, and then I would multiply that times environment. There we go. Equals success. Okay? Comp plan plus system plus growth times environment equals success. So the comp plan is basically the working of the numbers. It is the reciprocating earnings that you receive for the work that you do. Plus system. Do you have a system to make the numbers work? If you don't have a system to make the numbers work, your compensation plan can pay out 100%. And the company can say, we're doing this for charity, but if there's no system to make it work, it doesn't matter what the comp plan is. So don't ever try to compare somebody's compensation plan. Don't ever do that, okay? Don't compare ours to anybody else's. You never win. It doesn't work that way. You gotta have a system. Then you have to add a growth element to it, okay? You have to add a growth element to it, and that growth element ladies and gentlemen, is a science that when I say we, I'm talking the executive team, I'm talking your GMA, and I'm talking specifically your blue diamonds and our diamonds. We come together and we talk about certain things so that we can stimulate and create growth. Why? Because it's part of our system. We'll get the growth. We've got the numbers in it. And then what we do is we create an incredible environment. The environment allows people to stay. It allows them to stay. It allows them a retention to take place and to feel good about being a part of the business. This part here makes the numbers just balance, makes them multiply. It makes them balance. When people feel loved, when people feel cared about, when people feel like, wow, this company really cares about me. See, you can't put that in a compensation plan. Let me tell you one thing in our compensation plan that you can't find in any other compensation plan. Here's what it is right here. I'm gonna put it up here. The biggest part of our compensation plan, you guys ready for it? Are they ready for it, Mark?
They're ready.
They're ready. The biggest part of our comp plan. This right here is the biggest part of our compensation plan. Loyalty, unity, and edification, starting with our diamonds. Starting with our diamonds. If there's any deciding factor about why a person should look at ibuumerang and want to be a part of it, has nothing to do with the numbers. It's this right here. Loyalty, unity, and edification, what is that? Here's an example. You become an ibuumerang diamond. Okay? Mark, where's our sheet? You have it here? You become an ibuumerang diamond. I'm going to show you something. Okay? I know some of you are ready to take notes about numbers. Just pay attention to it. Trust me. This is the most important part. I'm going to get to the numbers. But when you become a diamond, and many of you are going to become a diamond, you become a part of something so special. When you possess this shield here, okay, this shield right here, you become a part of something that no other company has. Many of them are going to probably try to mimic it. I don't care. That's fine. But this is what's more important. This makes the comp plan work. See, our diamonds are joined by the hip because of this. Our diamonds go out there and fight for you because of this. So when you become a diamond, let's say something happens to you. Because of this, our diamonds have agreed that they take 2 weeks each out of their schedules, whether you're in their group or not, and go work in your organization where you get paid the most to make sure that your income not only gets back to where it was when something happened, but that income doubles and triples. Can you imagine having 100 diamonds? Something happens and you're temporarily or permanently disabled from performing? Wives, I want you to think about this real quick, okay? I want you to think about this when your husband is maybe the breadwinner, or maybe you're the breadwinner, it doesn't matter, but I'm just giving you this example. Something happens and you're probably wondering, who's gonna work this business? He went out and did it, or husbands, she's the one who's the breadwinner, and something happens and she can't work it anymore. You got 100 diamonds, and every year we're breaking more. They say, listen, I'm next, where do we need to go? What country do they have business in? And they take their time out of their family, out of their business, and they go in that pay leg, and they go in that uni level, and they go out there in that infinity generational bonus. Because we lay out the structure and say, hey, Edwin Haynes and myself, we're going to lay out the plan. And we say, here's where you need to go. Here's where you need to go in that leg. Here's where you need to go in that leg. Here's where you need to go this week. And get that income back up. That's not, you don't see that on the PDF. You don't, that's not in our policies and procedures. Okay? That's who ibuumerang is. That's who we are as a company. That's who we will always be. And this is why I will protect this shield and what it stands for till the day I die. Because this is what makes our comp plan impenetrable. This is what separates us from everything else that's out there. Is this shield right here. This is my shield. It is not designed for my protection. I will use it to protect the brotherhood and the sisterhood in the name of Lou. Respect. I will respect others and always demand that I and others are shown the same respect in return. Fellowship. I will show kindness and compassion to those in need and stand up to those who can't do so for themselves. For our weakest link will break us. Nobility. I will serve others with honor. For a noble heart will move the hearts of the people. Peace. I will enforce peace, even at personal cost, for strife will divide us. Persevere. I will stand strong in the course of adversity. Protect. I am my brothers and sisters' keeper. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm more excited about than the numbers. I can stop right there because think about it. At your job, how many people are waiting for you not to be able to perform so they can take over, take your position? Some of you can't even go to the restroom and have somebody watch out for your desk. Here at ibuumerang, a completely different environment. And so when somebody asks you, well, what's the difference between ibuumerang and XYZ company? You break out this shield and you tell them, Lou is the difference. Lou is the difference. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you understand what we're talking about here. Thank you. So, now, compensation plan, you see the environment. That's the environment that we have, the events that we have, promotions that we have, the things that we're going to do. We've got some exciting things that we're going to do this year. Guys, I can't wait. Here's what I want you thinking about here. This time that we have right now with each other, some of us, we're having, they call it cabin fever. Everybody's kind of stuck in certain places and you got cabin fever and you're probably almost sick of one another right now. Sick of those, your pets and your kids and whoever, your roommates or whatever it may be. But here's what happens, okay? I always look for the opportunity in things, okay? So here's what goes on. This is what we're experiencing right now, and this is why this is the perfect time to explain this comp plan. If you take a bow and arrow, okay? All right. So you take a bow and arrow. That's my bow and arrow. I'm not really good at, my artistic abilities are not so great. But here's what has to happen, okay? Here's what has to happen. I'm explaining what's going on right now. This is why you don't see me all sad. It has nothing to do with it. Most people think, well, if your financial situation is good, you're always happy. That's not true. That's not true at all, okay? Now, I'm happy because I choose to be. Okay? I'm not a doctor. I can't go out and make a cure. But what I can do is I can do what I can do. I can control my environment, control my mind, control that. But what happens, see, if you got an arrow here, if you got an arrow, if you want that arrow to go far, what you got to do is you got to pull it back. And the further you pull that arrow back, the further you pull that arrow back, and when they release us, when they say, it's time now, you guys can go travel. You can now go out, no more social distancing. I'm pulling that arrow back right now as far as I can. I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling it back right now because when they say it's time to release, I release that thing and my arrow now goes as far as I want it to go. That's what's going on, specifically in our industry, okay? And so many of you right now, I want you to understand, all you're doing is you're having time to regroup and pull your arrow back. Many of you are getting trained on things you never knew before. Why? Because when that arrow now is released, you're ready to rock and roll. Compensation plan. What's the purpose of it? Let me go through it now. We'll go through numbers. What is the purpose of compensation plan? Purpose number one of the compensation plan is to determine the style of behavior that we want performed in the field. Okay? That's all a compensation plan does. It's a behavior, it basically directs behavior. So there's multiple types of compensation plans in our network marketing industry, and they're all designed for certain reasons because certain company owners, here's the behavior that they want, so they'll put a bonus here. Certain companies put money here, well, that's what makes the company work for them, so they normally put the money on what they want perform most often. So what we've done in ibuumerang is we have taken a complete approach and said, we're going to pay you and we're going to do something unique. And I'm so happy that we have a little validation for, we have a lot, but just some other public validation. We said we were going to change the industry. We were going to be different by going out giving away our product instead of selling it. And guess what happened? We gave away enough to become the fastest growing company in network marketing in 2019. Okay? So when you take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen, that means that what we're doing is absolutely working. We also looked at how do we want to reward. Many of you know that I have a very strong compassion for what I call my elephants and my fish. You've seen my presentation enough to know what that means. The elephants and the fish are those that want to build network marketing. They want to make good money, but most companies have been too difficult for them to climb that hill and get a little bit above what was called, a little bit above what they were prior to getting involved. And so we've been very, very patient and we paid attention to how do we reward those people, because I feel that if you have enough people who can make small amounts of money, then the monkeys, okay, they'll get enough of those people so that they can make a lot more money, and that's how any business really can succeed. So let's talk about one of the first things that you do with our compensation plan. One of the first parts of our compensation plan is, we call it the Fast Start Accelerator Bonus, okay? Fast Start Accelerator Bonus. I'm not gonna go through every single part and explain. I'm gonna show you how to make it work. Fast Start Accelerator is very important. Now, there's two parts to the Fast Start Accelerator. There's a Fast Start, and then there's an Accelerator. The Fast Start bonus is when you sell, okay? I want you to listen to my terminology. What do we get paid for? Do we get paid for recruiting? Anybody know? How much do we get paid for recruiting? I want to see if anybody knows in the chat here. How much money do we get paid for recruiting? Let me see on Facebook Live here. How much money do we get paid for recruiting?
They got it. Zero.
They got it? Zero, right? I'm seeing I'm seeing even some of my friends who are leaders in other companies watching, which is good. Congratulations. I won't call their names out, but I'm glad that they're on there. But we get paid zero for recruiting. Okay? Zero. We don't get paid for recruiting. To enroll or recruit someone in ibuumerang, it's $49 to enroll in ibuumerang, $49. Give you an example here. There we go, $49 for what we call a kit. To join ibuumerang, it's only $49. to join our company. And we pay no commissions on that $49. As a matter of fact, a lot of fees we pay for that $49 when you enroll. That's not even the company's money. I got two of them here. Let me just, I just gotta stop them up like this, and that way they'll be strong. So no money's paid for the $49. This is what we call the standby package. It allows you to become an ambassador with ibuumerang. Now, when do you get paid? You get paid when you sell something. When you sell something. Is that fair? That's the way it's supposed to happen. In any network marketing company, you should only get paid when you sell a product. So we have a product that we sell or technology. Now, some people think, well, you don't have a product. Products aren't all physical, okay? We have a digital technology or a membership or technology that we have now with Vibe, okay? When you have someone to consume a transaction, that's when you get paid, not for joining, all right? Always remember that. So the next thing that happens is you sell this person who is now a customer. Because remember, $49, everybody joins ibuumerang as a customer. Everybody. The very first, you cannot join our business without being a customer. $49 is the first thing that they see on the enrollment form. Now, customers can choose to say, well, you know what? I want to have a paid membership. By the way, these are all customer packages. Just want you to know it, okay? I want to have a paid membership. So a paid membership can come in the form of a coach pack, which is $250, a business class pack, which is $500, or a first class pack, which is $1,000. All right? So now, what if you say, well, are these really customers? Of course they are. What if a person says, I want the benefit of 100% of the discount. I want to be able to get 100% of the discounts on cruises. I want weeks, whatever the best package is in your company, it's what I want. But I'm not interested in that network marketing stuff. I don't want to recruit anybody. I don't want to enroll anybody. I'm not going to any meetings. What would you tell them? Hey, did they get your boomerang? No, they only get 50% of the discount. So those customers actually choose one of these three packages. And they have a monthly subscription to go along with it. Let me share with you the value of our package. Do you know that this package that we sell for $1,000, this package is sold to customers at resorts for up to $30,000. Up to $30,000 customers are buying this package with an annual renewal pack. We simply sell it for $1,000 and $99 per month. $99 per month. Now, so if a person doesn't want to enroll anybody, they don't have to. They still have benefits of the package that they have purchased here. This is what they actually purchase. This, the customer comes in and they purchase these, and then we just call them travel saving ambassadors, because even though they purchase this, if they want, they have access to give away free boomerangs to anyone that they want. I'm just explaining to you what happens. So when you sell this package, there's a fast start bonus commission that's associated with the membership that you sold. It's no different than if you were in sales with a company. If you sold a smaller membership, you get paid a smaller commission. So here you're going to get paid a commission, okay, of $20. Here you get paid a commission of $40. Here you get paid a commission of $80, okay? And that, why? Because the package has more benefits, that package has more revenue that comes along with it, and each one of these packages give the customer different access. So that's Fast Start. What is Fast Start Accelerator? The Fast Start Accelerator Hope you guys are really understanding what you have now. That's my goal, is for you to understand what it is that we actually market and what you have. So the Fast Start Accelerator was designed to benefit what we call our fish and our elephants. Because when you enroll into the business and you enroll a customer, this is you, okay? And what happens is maybe you enroll a couple of people or whatever it may be, right? There we go, okay? You can sit it right there and I can see it. What happens is this. What we noticed was we were making sure that in the enrollment process, there's two commissions that were taking place. Number one was the Fast Start. And then on the other side, in the comp plan, which I'll get to in a moment, you also have what we call the dual team or the binary. In the binary, this same volume was going through the binary, and we were also paying the enroller a Fast Start commission based on which package was purchased. So what we said is, why don't we do this? Let's make sure we reward our elephants and our fish, the little guy, a lot more than just the guys or girls who know or experts in the binary. So the accelerator bonus said, okay, anytime someone is enrolled, what will happen is, anytime someone's enrolled, up to 7 different people upline will also earn a Fast Start Accelerator, okay? Up to 7 different people will earn a Fast Start Accelerator. So this bonus now releases more money, because what if all of your people are on your strong side of your binary, whereas no commissions generated to you? In the Fast Start Accelerator, we release that income all the way upline, so that as deep as 7 levels, you can actually get paid on anyone who sells one of those 3 packages, okay? Now, my goal wasn't to explain the details of it. My goal is to show you how to make it work. So let me show you how to make it work the best way. I'm going to give you what's called the philosophy of our compensation plan. Our compensation plan works best. The best way to unlock it, left, right, up, down, BA, start. Remember that? The best way to do it is you have to have a combination of speed of packages sold, okay? Speed of packages sold, and you've got to have quantity, and that takes you into growth. Remember I said comp plan plus system plus growth? So here's the formula that I learned. P equals MV squared. I learned this in college. This is one thing I can remember that I did learn, all right? P stands for momentum. Momentum, the formula for it is momentum equals mass times velocity squared. Now, we all know what momentum is. Like a tsunami, it has so much momentum, anything in its way, it just pummels, okay? How do you get that velocity? How do you get that momentum? Mass, which means a lot. It means a lot, quantity, mass, big numbers. So the more numbers of packages that you sold to customers, okay? The more, don't let me confuse you. Some of you right now says, well, what about my boomerang customers? Well, remember, you have boomerang customers, all right? And then you have TSAs who are also started as customers. They just happen to buy a bigger package, okay? Just want you to understand that, all right? So, the more numbers of packages sold within your organization and the speed in which they are sold gives you momentum. For example, if one person who puts in, let's say you have two people individually, okay? Let's say you have Bob over here, and Bob sponsored 12 people and built a team of 100 in this entire organization. And you got Mary. Mary sponsored 12 people and built a team of 100. Who has the momentum? We don't know. Not enough information. Let's say Bob sponsored 12 people and built a team of 100 over 1 year's period of time. Mary did it in 90 days. At the end of the year, who's going to have more growth? Who's going to have more excitement? Who's going to be breaking pins? Who's going to have more people that have bigger belief? Mary is going to run circles around Bob. Why? Mary put in mass numbers of people, and she did it in a relatively short period of time, velocity squared, velocity speed. She did it much faster than Bob did, and this is why she's able to take off. It's like a plane. If you ever looked at an airplane, a plane must hit a certain amount of speed before it's able to take off. It's got to create momentum down the runway, and then it's able to take off, okay? And so this is what you want to have happen when you're thinking. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. How to build the business, the psychology of making the numbers work. All right. So, how do you make the unilevel or the fast start accelerator work for you? Okay? Do you know it's more important to learn what I'm going to share with you now versus knowing exactly what the percentages are? Do you know right now I have no idea what the percentages are in the fast start accelerator? I don't. I can get access to them in the back office, but that's not important right now. Because what if I know all of the numbers, but I don't know how to make the numbers work? No result. If you know how to make it work, the numbers are not going to change. The numbers are something that the company is going to perform. The company has already set that up. So don't get overexcited because you know what the numbers are. Get excited because you know how to apply these numbers. Now, some of you, this may appear to be a little advanced for you, but this is why you'll listen to it over and over and over again. Why? Because just you just started this week, I don't want to give you what's called the first week's training. Why? 6 weeks from now, you're going to be 6 weeks older in the business. And this video still will be there, and you'll understand it even better then. So you'll appreciate what I'm sharing with you a little bit later on if you're brand new in the business today. So here's what I want you to do, okay? I'm going to share with you that the most important structure that you build is your frontline structure. What we call your frontline structure, or building what's called your PET, your PET. Okay? This stands for personal enrollment tree. Now, when you build your PET, it can either look two ways. There's going to be two different types of PETs that I actually see when I watch people build the business. And what I'm going to teach you is what I have done. I'm not going to teach you theory or what I think. I'm going to teach you exactly what I did to earn and secure a very strong, reliable income. Now, two different sets of pets that you'll see, and I'm going to give you and explain to you what they are. Here's one pet here. One group that looks like this. And then you're going to have another group that looks like this. I'll just use a blue one. Now, let me give you an example. When enrolling and building your personal enrollment tree, these are people that you have personally sponsored, who have also either become just the customers at $49.95 or purchase packages, okay? I'm gonna show you what the benefit is and how to make these numbers work, how to make the Fast Start Accelerator just accelerate for you. When you build a business like this will be a model of someone who's building deep but not wide. So let's say you got a person here and they are 6 wide in their personal enrollment tree. You got a person over here who's maybe 18 wide in their personal enrollment tree. Let me share with you what the differences are. Normally, whatever it is that you do is what your team is going to do. So the first thing that you want to do if you want to build a big business is set an example of having what I call edifiable structure. See, if I'm building and if I've got Jose Luis that I've sponsored, I want to be able to speak to Jose Luis from a position of authority, which means I have to have done what I'm suggesting he does. So if I personally sponsored 6 and I'm calling myself a leader, how is it that I can tell Jose Luis, you need to get 12 wide? I can say it to him, but here's what happens. He's either going to see my insincerity, he's going to feel my lack of confidence, and he's going to know HB is not 12 wide. I can feel it. Why? Because you can't teach anything with any degree of authority that you haven't done. So I can sniff out a phony any day. And as soon as I find that my uplines are phony, they've lost credibility with me, and it's very difficult for me to attach to them. This is why I always want to build trust with my people. And how do I build trust? Don't ever lie to them. Whatever it is that you expect them to do, you either do it first or be in the process of getting it done and make sure that the truth is good enough. So I'm not going to go out there and tell you, yeah, I've got my 12, you need to get 12 too, and I've got 6. It doesn't work that way, okay? So this person's got 6, and this person, what they're doing is, you'll find that the majority of the people in their pet won't sponsor more than 6. Why? It's because you're doing what the leader is doing. And I can't explain it enough, and I know some of you think there's got to be a shortcut. There is no shortcuts. The ibuumerang compensation plan is the shortcut. That is the shortcut, okay? Now, so over here, this person sponsored 18. I'm going to make all of this make sense. When this person comes back and talks to their people, they're talking from a place of confidence. See, Edwin Haynes can talk to you about this. Cesar Munoz can talk to you about this. Johnny Wimbrick can talk to you about that. You know, Peter and Karen Hurst, they can talk to you about this because they've set their structure up so wide that they can talk to anybody in their group about getting the proper width. So the first thing is you must set the example of getting width in your group. If you're looking to develop a leadership position, which means sapphire or above, you set that example. You set an example. So what happens here? Let's say that this organization has a total of 500 people. This organization has a total of 500 people. Who has the biggest income? 500 people here. 500 people here. Who's got the biggest residual income? Anybody know? Let's see if anybody responding on Facebook Live here. Anybody know? Actually, Actually, you get them before I get them, Mark. Who's got the big income? Same number of volume, exact same volume, same number of people, same number of packages that have been sold to customers. Who got the biggest income?
Mary, 18Y.
Mary. Let me share with you why Mary has a bigger income, and over a period of time, Mary is going to dwarf Bob's income. Right? She's going to dwarf Bob's income. Because when Bob has an organization like this, Bob has I call it a management-based organization. Management-based means that I will do a little bit, but I will manage my group and make sure that they do more than I've done. This is when I see an organization like this, I call it the crack the whip group. I've got my whip and I'm cracking that whip. Go out there and sponsor. Go out there and sell some more packages. First class packages, sell them. And you have people who are like that. They want to get involved in the business. They see I am on top of my organization. I'll do a little bit, but I'll expect everyone else to do more. And long term, it doesn't work. It doesn't work long term. The other thing that happens is this. Let's take a look at the levels. Let's say this is level 1, this is level 2, level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here, level 7 is right here. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is level 7 here. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens. And I promise you, if you do this, if you set this up the right way, you will come back and you'll be like, I'm so glad I did it the right way in the beginning. If you don't, you'll look back at your organization, you're like, I don't know if I'm really ready and willing to do this work, to do it the right way. So what has happened is this. Because of this style of organization, you've actually pushed the majority of your earnings away from you. 500 packages that were sold, but you pushed it down to the bottom levels. Why? Because you set an example of just doing a little bit, and they duplicated that deep in your group. So out of 500, now this line here may be 300 packages, whereas 200 packages are right here, which are not even in your accelerator bonus. It's not even, you don't even get paid accelerator bonus though. But guess what? It's going to continue to grow and grow. And the biggest part of your organization will be at the bottom. So your Fast Start Accelerator as a Ruby over here can be larger than if this person was a diamond. Did you hear me? I said a ruby, a sapphire, and we're seeing it already. I look at the Fast Start Accelerator bonuses, and we've got rubies with great structure that are some of the top earners of the Fast Start Accelerator because they have set the proper structure up for their organization. Over here, 100% of this organization is within the 7 levels. 100%. Which means now, what happens in that organization, you get paid the highest percentages on anything that happens in this organization. So let's talk about this structure. Let's forget about this structure because this structure here is not the proper structure to build. I'm going to share with you the benefits of this structure here. On the Fast Start Accelerator, why do you want to build live? I want to show you the secret. Here's how you unlock it. You want to make sure when you're building your organization, I'll teach you something, but I'll give you something simple that I taught to the sapphires, okay? I taught this to the sapphires, and I'm not going to give the whole training. You'll have to get the subscription to the vault, and that training is going to be in there. We're going to put that sapphire training in there in the vault as well. There's something that I call impact drives income. Impact drives income. In the beginning of you starting your business, this is you right here, which means that you should be the hardest worker, which means that the results of your business, you have a bigger impact on the results of your business than anybody else. The deeper it goes down, the smaller the effect that they have, which means if you're in the business and you're a leader, maybe you're showing the plan 16, 20 times a month. So if you stop performing in your business, you'll notice your volume will go way down in the beginning because you're the leader. So you have to allow what's called a maturity period to take place for duplication to take over. That period of maturity normally is going to be anywhere between 6 and 18 months, but it's worth it. What happens between 6 and 18 months? Between 6 and 18 months, you got an up, down, what they call pyramid. That's not a negative word. Pyramid is nothing but a structure. I'm not talking about pyramid and as it relates to illegal business structures. I'm just talking about diamond shape. You got an up-down triangle, we'll say, okay? Now, 6 to 18 months of you setting the right example, here's what's going to happen. It's going to convert. And here's you again. Because you got such edifiable structure, you set an example, people know that you're the real deal. What if you stop doing your 16 to 20 meetings per month? This is how much volume will disappear in your organization. Because your group is doing so much, all that volume remains. So for example, what if Cesar Munoz didn't show the plan this month? What would happen? Nothing. Would his check go down? No. Why? Because he set such a huge example and his organization is so wide, it's going to continue. Let's talk about someone else. What if, okay, we have two brand new emeralds. One I know for sure, Fabrizio in Italy. Brand new emerald, was so close to diamond, like, I don't even know, it was like just so close to diamond, maybe a few thousand points away from diamond. First month of the business in Italy and all of what's going on here, okay? What if Fabrizio stopped doing Zoom calls? Would his volume drop? Yes, it would. Yes, why? Because Fabrizio is in the beginning stages of his organization, and a lot of his revenue and volume is based on his leadership and them watching him. But Cesar Munoz can stop or slow down, and it doesn't affect him as much because of how he set up the example in the beginning. This is one of the secrets. What you do in the beginning makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. So watch what happens here. I want to give you this. So, when the Fast Start Accelerator, you want to make sure that that you start off and that a massive amount of your sales happen between your first and your fourth level. Between levels 1 and levels 4 of your personal enrollment tree. So let me give you a basic idea of what I mean. Personal enrollment tree, your pet. This is you. Anybody you personally enroll, they're what we consider to be on your first level. This would be an example of you sponsoring 4 people. They're on level 1. This person sponsors someone, that person's on level 2. This person here, that's level 3. And this right here would be your 4th level, level 1, 2, 3, 4. You want, this is you, your organization, you want to have massive amounts of volume in your first 4 levels. Okay, why? Watch what happens here. If you take a look at your first 4 levels, your first 4 levels is where you have the most impact. 4 levels away from you, these people normally have access to you. These people right here normally are working with you. These people here, levels 1 through 4, are on a first name basis with you. They're going to learn from you. Way down here in levels 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, way down, they can, but they don't learn directly from you. They learn indirectly from you. I'm giving you the science, not just the numbers, the psychology behind it. The first 4 levels learn from you. So what do I mean? What I always looked at is I look at, in my report, there's a report that shows you how many people have you personally enrolled on levels 1, and then how many on level 2, how many on level 3, how many on levels 4, 5, 6, and 7. What's the name of that report?
Organization report.
If you look at the organization report, it will show you. So, after about 18 months, okay, an echo?
We gotta find it.
Go find it. So after about, I'm saying it takes a while for the cycle of duplication to take place. It's normal. Let me make sure I'm not on Zoom over here. Maybe something on the table over there. Move that computer, just move the computer. Making sure we get ready back. I'm going to go ahead and continue. Can you guys hear me at least? Can you hear me? Yeah. So, that 18-month period of time that I'm talking about, here's what you want to be looking at in the organizational report. So when I go back in my organizational report, here's what I want to find. You want to look at the average number of personally sponsored people the people on your front line have. So as I was building, when I designed this comp plan, I designed this previously, and I made it better here. And my previous organization, on my front line, I had about 275 people. Now, don't freak out. You gotta remember, I'm a professional. This is what I do. Don't get discouraged saying, I gotta sponsor that many people. You don't. You can have an incredible lifestyle. I had people in that same company who were multiple 7-figure earners who had only sponsored like 36, 38 people, okay? So you don't have to. But I always wanted to make sure that I sponsored why. The reason I wanted to make sure I sponsored why, number 1, for edifiable structure. For number 2, I always wanted to have what I call posture. Meaning, I never wanted somebody in my group to look at me and say, I'm the reason you're making all of this money. Because they're huge, or they're 25 or 35% of my business. So I always sponsor why, so that if something happened, relationship became bad between that person, or they quit, it was like a small speed bump that took place in my organization. And it made me feel confident that I didn't have to, that they couldn't manipulate me because they knew that they were so much of my volume, okay? That's what I always wanted to make sure I had, and that was my reason for doing that. Plus, the wider you are, and if you can duplicate that, you'll earn more money as well. So I was 275 wide. On my second level, the average person on my second level was like 14 to 16 wide. That also included about 60 people that I sponsored who had sponsored nobody. Okay? They had sponsored nobody whatsoever, so that included a lot of zeros. Why was this level so important to me? Because it let me know that I was building a very wide triangle. And I was going to have so much volume compressed in the first 4 levels. If the average person had only sponsored half that many, my triangle would have been more like this. I wanted that baby to be so wide. Why? Because I only had to do that one time, but it paid me for 11 years. And it still cranks out a lot of money today. That's what I've done. It still cranks out a lot of money today. So I tell you that for a specific reason. Now, in those first 4 levels, here's how you should sponsor people. Okay? Those first 4 levels are ones you're going to have a relationship with. You're going to be able to influence them. And your first 4 levels will actually take care of the remaining parts of your organization. I promise you. But make sure those first 4 levels are packed, or it's so wide, it will take care of everything. Your 5th level, and your 6th level, and your 7th level, it's going to do the work by itself. But you got to make sure you got the impact in the first 4 levels. Now, the second part of what you want to do and how you want to work the compensation plan with the accelerator bonus is this. You want to sponsor people in batches, or what I call classes. Okay? Let me give an example of what I mean. As I'm enrolling people, what I've realized is sponsoring one person here or a person here every now and then, it's cool. I applaud you. But you don't get what Mary got, and that was momentum. You don't have mass times velocity. So I always sponsor in batches. This is why we have a concept that we call the 2020 plan. 2020 plan. The 2020 plan basically says that you're going to do 6 and 6. I'll break it down, 6 and 6, and then 8 and 8. And I'm going to share with you the psychology behind this in the bathroom break, no review break, whatever kind of break you want to call it, because it was T. Gray who broke our system. It was that type of break, right? They were trying to give us so much more light, and the system went haywire. So anyway.
We got more light though.
Well, we do have more light. We do have more light. But anyway, guys, listen. That's not a distraction for me at all. No big issue, no big deal. We're going to go ahead and get through this anyway. So now, I'm going to pick right back up where I was when I first started, or when we actually got off. I was talking to you about sponsoring in batches, okay? There's a psychological reason behind why you should do this, okay? And that's what I'm trying, that's really what I want to accomplish, is to have you, while you're working ibuumerang, I want you to work it, specifically if you're a leader, working it like I'm downloading my thought process into your work habits. Because there's always a psychology to building the business. And so as you work in batches, the 2020 plan, which I will not go all the way through, I want to explain how that is even in batches or in classes. 30 to 60 days is the time frame that we allot for your first 6 on your left and 6 on your right. Over here, we're going to say up to 120 days for your next, and up to 120 days, and this is up to 180 days. Now, why work in batches? Why sponsor in groups? One by one, or what I call onesie, twosie, dance with me, Susie. It's okay, all right? It's okay, but it's you don't create the momentum that Mary has. Why? When I enrolled 12 people, those 12 were in what I call the first class. I want you to imagine that when you go to school, when you were a kid and you went to school, or even college or high school, I want you to imagine you're 12 years old, or maybe, let's say you're 6 years old, but they put you in class with kids who were taking calculus. You probably don't feel like you fit. And you were the only kid, they just put you in that class and everybody else is taking advanced math. You don't feel like you can compete. But if you're 6 years old and you're in the first or second grade, and everybody else who you're studying with is in the first and second grade, you feel that there's level playing field. So this is why when I enroll people and sponsor, I sponsor in groups. I want this class of people to feel somebody in that class is going to assume the role of the leader. You're going to have that competitive nature between them, and they're going to feel like I can compete, not in a negative way, but they're bouncing their results off of those that came in with them. So if I'm enrolled into the business and you're my sponsor, and you haven't sponsored anybody in 8 weeks or 6 months, and you got other legs of business that are now sapphires, rubies, and some are, or who haven't done much. I look at even the sapphires, and they've been in maybe 2 years, in the example. In my mind, I'm thinking, wow, they've been in 2 years, and they're sapphire. So what it has the ability to do, it has the ability to make me even think smaller and to think, wow, I shouldn't be looking at going sapphire for 2 years. And so I've suppressed the growth in my organization. But if you sponsor me and within a 60-day period, I'm watching you bring on other people even before me and even after me, then now I feel I can compete with these guys. I just saw him, he got in a week after I did. He's already sponsored 6 people. So now I feel, wow, I'm behind. I need to get out there and get going. But I won't compare myself, to a Luis Ventura. I won't compare myself to a Emmanuel Bernstein or to a Thomas and Annie Poulin or Tommy Johnson, because they've already been in a year. They're supposed to have 30 wide. They're supposed to be 40 wide or whatever it may be. And I'm not going to, so they don't motivate me as much as the people who's in my exact same class. And what do I mean by class? The time frame on which we enrolled into the business. So what happens if Mark comes in my class, Angela comes in my class, Edwin comes in, and T. Gray, we all got in by the same sponsor within the last 6 weeks. And Mark goes sapphire. What do you think Angela believes? She needs to go sapphire or even ruby. Why? Because if he did it, what's my excuse? He joined when I joined, I'm going sapphire. So Angela now sponsors and sells more packages, builds a bigger group. It motivates Edwin, it motivates T. Gray, it motivates me. And if you are the sponsor, your group now is building faster and bigger because you brought people in batches. It creates what I call healthy competition. It's almost like popcorn. If you put one popcorn kernel in your microwave oven, there's a chance it may not even pop. But you put all of those popcorns there together, and you get the right environment, the right system, which is the microwave oven, right? And then you put them all in there together, and then next thing you know, you're waiting for the first one to pop. And you always hear it pop, and then soon afterwards, guess what? The other ones are like, if she's gonna pop, time for me to pop. Pop, pop. And then you'll hear pop, 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 pop. And then at some point, you're gonna hear pop, 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 pop. And that's how you start popping pins, like popcorn. But if you space them out over too long of a period of a time, you don't build that factor because they don't feel like there's anybody in their class that they can leverage their expectations off of, okay? Now, I never make anybody feel bad about lack of growth or abundance of growth within their class. I'm just gonna sponsor, the way that I secure you as a new person in my group is to sponsor someone right behind you and introduce them. Hey, Joe, here, I wanna make sure you meet my brand new TSA and partner that we just sponsored. I sponsored him last week and he already is too wide. And I introduced him to Joe. Why? Joe, I just sponsored a week ahead of this new TSA. And so I introduce you guys, Joe, meet my new TSA, meet Susan. And Susan, here's Joe. Joe just got in a week ago. And Susan just got in this week. She's already sponsored her first two. She's already binary qualified. Joe's sitting there like, holy smokes, I haven't even had my first boom party. I haven't even sent an I-decide. And she's already got two people. Joe's now going to move and go to work. See, these are things that we can't put into the numbers because this is the psychology about how to unlock the biggest potential of the compensation plan. It's not just the numbers. The percentages that we pay out are amongst the highest in any company in network marketing. But how and why you do things is what makes the difference. So you bring them in batches. Once you brought them in batches over here, whether it's 12 or whether it's your group of 4, whether it's your group of 6, whether it's your group of 8, whatever it is, now as I'm working the batches of people, what you're going to notice is somebody is going to emerge as the leader of that group. They're going to set the example for that class. It is my responsibility, once somebody emerges as the leader of this group, to bring on another batch. To bring on another batch. Why? Time has now elapsed. I've identified out of my first 12 in this example, I'm 6 and 6, I'm 12 wide. I'm now going to bring on another batch of people. Why? I cannot count on the first group of people that I brought on. I can't, and I won't. Why? I'm building this business for my family's security. And everybody I sponsor is going to promise me they're going to be my biggest leg of business. My philosophy is that I believe in them, I don't believe them. In my mind, I believe in you. I know you can. In my mind, I'm saying, I know you have the potential, but am I going to set my family up on your promise? Or am I going to set it up on my strategy? My strategy is, okay, great. Out of these 12, I've got 3 or 4 people out of 12 that's going to build. Those 3 to 4 are going to duplicate. 1 out of the 4 is going to be the leader. What am I looking for? Another leader. Why? If I only allow this group or this class to be my front line, I'm now running a management-based organization. I'm cracking the whip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to force someone else to catch up with whoever my hero is. I'm going to force them. If she goes emerald, I'm going to be forcing my sapphires to go ruby and emerald. And anytime you force people to hit rank, you're going to force them right out of the business. I never put what's called direct pressure on my frontline leaders or any leaders. I always put indirect pressure. Indirect pressure. Look at Edwin Haynes. He's got a frontline number of diamonds and some frontline emeralds and some frontline rubies and some frontline sapphires. Well, what has he just done? He's just sponsored another batch of people. One has already emerged as an emerald and some other pins that he's got as well. Why? Because he's not counting on the first people that he brought in. He's following the example that I showed him for the last, I don't know how many years, okay? And you've got to follow that same example as well. So I put in another batch of people. Out of this 6 or 12 that I put in, or whatever your batch is, you're going to have one person emerge as the leader, identifiable structure. They're going to sponsor 12, 16, 18, 20, whatever. Why? This person emerges maybe as the new ruby, emerald, may even go diamond as well. Okay? And then, if you notice, we have 3 stages of you sponsoring in batches over a 6-month period of time. And when you have 3 stages over here, you're more likely to get 2, possibly 3 good leaders from stage 3. Why? Because you're smarter, you're more profitable, you've got a higher pin level, you're getting more edification, you're on some of these conference calls. Guys, let me share with you what I would be doing. Do you know sometimes Anna and Mark and Edwin, do you know sometimes they're like breaking their necks to find who wants to do an opportunity call? Do you know when I was building as a distributor, if the upline of the company would let me do it every day, I would have been doing it. They didn't have to ask me twice. It was the honor. I served the big team. The biggest thing that I wanted to do was 2 things. Number one, I wanted to prove to my upline that I am accountable, that I'm dependable. You can count on me. Number 2, I wanted to show my team that the company recognizes my leadership. They put me on the main platform. I never looked at it like, wow, hey, I gotta do the company call. It was, you want me to do the company call? Of course I'll do the company call. It was my way of showing my group that the company knows who your leader is. And do you know what I did after that? I would break my neck to make sure that my front line, I would have meetings. Hey guys, the company's recognizing or letting people do calls. I want our group to have more people doing company calls than any other group in the company. Why? It's the biggest stage. You can't have an opportunity call that's bigger than the company's. It was the biggest stage, and I would promote for it like it went out of style. See, these are simple things that make the compensation plan go to work for you. Okay? These are simple things that make the compensation plan go to work for you. So now, let's talk the numbers. Some of you want to see what the numbers look like. Now, when you work like this and you start wide with that fast start accelerator, here's how it works for you. Okay, I'm going to give you some of the numbers here. Where's my fast start accelerator bonus page? There we go. Yeah. Now, so I want you to pay attention to what I shared with you, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take these numbers and make these numbers work for you. Do we have this? Can we put this up here? Yeah. Yeah, put this up here real quick. Okay. So,
I don't quite see.
What? They don't need to see it. That's right. I can refer to it. I can just draw on the board and say, look at this here. So here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Here's how that fast start accelerator goes to work for you. Okay. Because it's the popcorn effect that you created. It's not just that we paid 7 levels. We've given some of you 7 levels, but you don't even know what to do with it. You don't even understand how to make it really, really pay. See, when you take those first 4 levels and you get all of that width in there, levels 5, 6, and 7, that's the popcorn effect. You're not even working on level 7, but the popcorn effect is happening because everybody that you sponsor, they're watching you get recognized for what? Sponsoring 2. It takes 2. See, if your name hasn't come across on flight school every month, something is wrong. Do you know whose name came across flight school more than anybody else's in the last 30 days? Fabrizio. He went emerald last month. Okay? He broke the biggest pin last month. He had more people within the It Takes Two program than anybody else. And look what happened. He went emerald. So learn how to promote, and the promotion alone makes the compensation plan works. So here's what happens here. Once you get level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. So imagine, here you go, level 1, you're 18 wide. That means you got 18 people on level 1. And maybe your team coach, maybe your sapphire, your ruby, or your emerald, when you go out and sponsor 2, they may put the little promotional piece together on your Facebook group and they're giving you edification. Anytime your upline, specifically your diamond, has systems or recognition systems in place, qualify for it. I'm telling you. You may say, well, I don't need this recognition. I need it. I do. Do you know we're going to eat just the recognition that we didn't ask for it, but we're the fastest growing company in 2019. Do you think we're going to use that to our advantage? Yes. Yes. We need the recognition. The more somebody's telling a story about you, the more your group sees you as the one that they should follow. Okay? The more that they see you as the one they should follow. So what happens is, at first, I want to make sure every single person on my front level, if you're 18 wide, I want to make sure, can I get the average person in my organization, can I get them to at least sponsor 2? Some are not going to sponsor any. That means that on your second level, you're going to have 36. As time goes on, you want that number to be the average of 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if it's not 36, and then guess what? You want them, the average person here, if you're duplicating this and they see you've got 18, they're shooting for 18. And so what happens is this first 4 levels, it ends up now where you got hundreds of TSAs in the first 4 levels. Well, what happens in the first 4 levels? Let's just assume they come in with the first class pack. On the first level, anybody you sponsor, you're getting a total of 90. Second level, you're getting an additional $18. Okay? What happens in the first 4 levels? Let's just assume that volume is coming from the television, so turn that off over here. Just turn it off the TV there. No, aiming at the television. Yes, volume. No. It's volume.
We're gonna have to switch computers.
Okay. Just turn the volume down. Just turn the volume down. Yeah, that's all. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, guys, don't do anything else. Just stop. Everybody stop. Don't do anything else. Don't change anything else. Stop. Nobody move. All right? Nothing else. Don't change anything, please. So, levels 3, you're going to get 12. Levels 4, 12. Now, here's what's cool. Here's why you want to make this big. What we did is we said that on level 7, you're going to get $24 on level 7. Why did we go 90 on first level, 18, 12, 12, 12, 12, and on level 7, 24. Because when you do this right, your level 7 alone When it matures, your level 7 should be 4 to 5 times the number of people on level 7 only than what you got in your first 4 levels. That means one level, level 7, will pay you 4 times, or can pay you, and if you do this right, there will be 4 to 5 times as many packages on level 7 that's in levels 1 through 4, and you didn't even do much to work on level 7. So this is why you sponsor in batches. This is why you sponsor why, and this is what not only makes the Fast Start Uni level or the Fast Start Accelerator bonus works. The other part that you're working when you do this is the residual income. If you notice, the Fast Start and the Fast Start Accelerator and the Uni level bonus is structured identical. It's identical in terms of the levels. The percentages are different, but it works and it allows your residual income to skyrocket. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 other things in this comp plan, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit, but I wanted to give you the foundation of how you set yourself up first. Now, if you're a small builder, so what? Guys, we've got technology now. We've got a conference call that we just had yesterday with our iDecide technology of some things that we're going to bring to you with iDecide, and we're going to teach you how to maximize utilizing iDecide so that your percentages of engagement and follow-up and percentages of sponsoring actually goes through the roof. Right now, with all the calls that we have going on right now, and the number of people who are sitting at home saying, I wish I had a way to earn some income, you're just pulling your bow back further and further and further. Right now, you should be processing and putting as many people through your pipeline as possible. Now, don't take advantage of a weakness or fear. Empower people. Solve a problem. Learn how to approach with compassion. Nobody should be called, hey, listen, I know you're at home, I know you're afraid, look, you lost your job, I tried to tell you about ibuumerang, look where you would have been. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Have compassion. Hey, checking to see how you guys are, how's the family, how's everything going? Right. Oh, well, listen, just want to check on you guys. Let me ask you a question. Have you guys had a chance to sit and think about maybe what your plan is coming out of this, so that if something ever happens again, it has minimal to no effect on your family? Well, we really hadn't thought about it. Well, listen, you know what, my wife and I, we actually been thinking about it. We actually secured it. That's why we're excited. And if you guys are open, since we have a lot of time, sometime this week, I'll actually invite you and show you online exactly what we've done and how to position yourself to recession-proof your family's income. It's compassion. You're not like with this spear, you're hunting, looking for somebody who's depressed, or looking for people who've lost their job. That doesn't work. I did that in my first year networking, and that's why, and I repeated it second year, third year, fourth year. That's why I didn't make much money. I was out there hunting with the spear. Got me one, okay? And then I learned, let me be a friend. Let me just slow down so I can speed up. Let me not be the sales guy. Let me not be the pitch man. Let me be someone that came to the rescue and end up being the hero because I solved the problem for them. And that's when I started seeing people respond a lot more, and I became more successful, and I didn't have to work as hard, okay? So, but this is what makes the Fast Start Uni level and the Fast Start Accelerator bonus work. Now, I'm going to give you a couple things. I'm going to share with you now how to sponsor and how to position yourself in the binary and how it actually pays out. Now, the binary compensation plan, when you join, the first thing the binary is when we talk about the dual team, the left team and the right team. Okay? Left team, right team. Right? So, on the left and on the right, there's two teams that you're building, and the volume that goes through the binary are the packages that we sell. Okay? The packages that we sell, that volume goes in here. Remember, we get paid off of CV, commissionable volume. QV is your qualifying volume. So, how do you build the binary? The best way to structure your binary is, you will notice each person has a sponsor. Everybody has a sponsor. In this example, here's your sponsor right here. Your sponsor has a left team, and your sponsor also has a right team. You may be the first person on your sponsor's left or right team, or it may go like this. Your sponsor may have already sponsored some people, and now it's time to put you in business, and you go right here. So how do you build your organization? In network marketing with the binary, we have a concept that's called the team leg. And then we'll have a concept called the pay leg. I don't believe in the terminology that you hear, power leg. Rookies talk power legs. Okay? Why? Both of your legs should be powerful. But I call one the team leg. Why? Because the entire team may contribute to what's called spillover. And they will produce volume down this leg of business. I'm going to give you a leadership tip here as well. And I'm going to tell you mistakes not to make. So if you are sponsored on this side, which is the right side of your sponsor, then the right side of you is called the team leg. So your very first person, let's say your sponsor sponsored you, but they also had 3 other people at the meeting, and they placed 1, 2 of those people below you, and the other people they put in their other organization over here. So now you may wake up in the morning and you start to see people in your group that you didn't place there. It's because it's a team effort. Some people look at a binary and here's their mentality. Who are you going to place below me, sponsor, so that I only have to work the other side? That's not a team mentality. That is a me mentality. I want to do the minimum amount of work so that I can profit and take out of the company as much as I can. That mentality is hard to follow for me. I've always wanted to work with someone who had a team mentality. What do I teach? I teach this. You wake up in the morning, you got 2 on your right, none on your left. You're now about to sponsor your first person. Where do you place it? Some people say, put them over here. Nope. I'm going to take my first person, I'm going to counsel with my upline, but my first person I'm going to place below on the right side in the team leg. Why would I do something like that? Well, you don't get paid on, you do. This is why we have a fast start accelerator bonus too, remember? But in the binary, you don't get paid on it. But here's what happened. 2 people were placed below you that energized you. Don't you think it would energize them if they woke up in the morning and saw someone below them and saw that somebody is working below them? That's why it's called a team leg, because each person has a responsibility to contribute to this side of the volume. My second person, I come over here and I place them there. I am now binary qualified. Binary qualified. Now, so Over here, my sponsor and each of these people, anytime they sponsor someone on their right side, it will always go down and fall below me. That's what we call spillover. Some of you have spillover. Some of you don't. It is okay if you don't, and it's okay if you do. Things not to do, okay? Things that you should not do in the binary. Things you shouldn't do. Some people have a philosophy, when they look at these that are discolored over here, and they say, this group over here, this is from my upline. I actually did this one wrong. This one belongs to you here. Sorry. So they say, this is my upline. She put her people down below me. And you know what they say? Oh, that's my upline's group. It's their group. And you know what they do? They make the mistake of wanting to only work with the people who are coded to them. Okay? Why would you do something like that? It's the epitome of not understanding team concept. These people contribute to your income just as much as these people contribute to your income. It's just that these people contribute towards you being able to earn money and make this your commission leg or your pay leg. But they make it possible for you having a strong leg. It is a part of your team. Now, what do I mean? If they're calling you for help, if they want to work with you or whatever it is, then yes, include them. Include them if they want to work with you. If the upline introduces them to you, you should work with them. Okay? But don't say, oh, no, I'm not working down there because I don't get paid fast start accelerator bonuses or I don't get paid residual income. That's not my team. Don't do that. I see that in some small leaders and I'm like, you don't get it, do you? Anything in your pay structure, it's a part of your team, but know how to work with those people, okay? So now, once you start to build one team, or one team of yours over here is building, this volume starts to store. It stores. When does volume store? Once you're qualified, one on your right, one on your left, with a package, or if they have activated, there's several ways to activate. One includes the purchase of one of our packages, okay? That's not the only way to activate. It's one way. But once they activate, you're now qualified. When you're qualified, you store volume. Every month that you are qualified, that volume continues to store, even if this team hasn't been built yet. But what do you do next? You've got a team over here, and so now when you're sponsoring people, and every time you place someone on the lesser team leg, depending on which commission level you're on, it will either be 10, 12, or 15 and above, 15 percentage points and above, all the way up to 20 points, 20 percentage points is what your commission would be on the CV on the smaller team. So, in this example, let me show you this example and I'll draw it out for you. Let's say this is you here, and this is your team on the right. You get a total of 10,000 points for the commission week. I'm just giving that as an example. It could be for the month, year, day, minute, or whatever it may be. How does it work? Your right team over here, this is you, your right team over here did 7,000 points. Your left team over here did 3,000 points. Some of you say, well, I don't get paid on my strong leg. Well, you do. Number one, you're going to get paid fast start accelerator commissions from those that are in your personal enrollment tree that contributed to the revenue here. Secondly, you also get paid in the binary from them. What we always say is this. For example, let's use the 20% commission for black diamond or above. when you're getting paid 20%, what we really do is we use the smaller team as where the calculation starts, okay? Smaller team is where the calculation starts. So 3,000 points, we use that as the calculator. We don't start with the 7,000 because what if you had 7,000 and none over here? If we paid you on a strong team, that means we're paying you for work that you didn't even do, and you'll continue to do that, do nothing, and get paid. So it's always based on a balance. Whatever the smaller team does, that's where the commission starts. So the computer takes a snapshot and says 3,000 points was done over here, which is represented here. What we're going to do is we're going to now pay you what we call 10% of 3,000 on your left, and we're going to come over here and take 3,000 from the 7,000 and pay you 10% on that 3,000. So 10% on 3,000 here is $300. 10% on this 3,000 is $300. That gives you a total of $600 in commissions. But you still got paid on this volume. See, if this volume wasn't there, you couldn't have gotten this one. We just make it easy for calculation's sakes when we say you get paid 20% on this. But we always minus the volume out equally. And now, after we take out the 3,000 that you've been paid on, you're left with 4,000 CV that's carried over, and we don't flush this volume until you get paid on it. It's incredible. It's like storing up or building a bank account that you have the ability to get paid on later on. In other compensation plans, when you finish the month, whatever you didn't get paid on flushes, and it's a brand new month. This volume has the ability to continue and stay with you for a very long time, okay? This is how you get paid in the binary. Now, what strategy do I use to work the binary? The 20/20 plan. One on my right, one on my left. Another one on my right, another one on my left. Now, what happens if you join the business and upon getting involved, your upline sponsored some leaders below you on the right side? And you're sitting there with this huge leg of business, okay? Or maybe you were incubating and now you're ready to build the business. What strategy do I employ? Do you do 20/20? Yes, you do. What I suggest is that you put about 60% of your people here, 40% on your right. So get with your upline diamond and say, listen, I've got all this volume on my other side. Should I put 100% of it on my pay leg? Or how should I do it? And they'll give you either a 60-40 or a 70-30 split plan. Why? They want to make sure you're set up for Blue Diamond. I remember when Edwin Haynes, in the last comp plan I designed, and Edwin Haynes had some people down below and this volume was there. And he didn't build a lot of his personals on this side over here at that time in leadership. And he shot to diamond so fast. And then he shot to Blue Diamond revenue. But because this side wasn't built, he wasn't able to get promoted to Blue Diamond. And it cost him money because he was capped out every week at $20,000 a week. And Blue Diamond allowed him to make $30,000 a week, and he was giving away $10,000 per week. And that was a mistake that he made. And guess what he did in ibuumerang? He corrected that mistake. He built both of his team. So when it was time for Blue Diamond qualifications, it was met. Black Diamond, it's met. Presidential Diamond, it was met. And so get with your upline on strategy for placing your other people. Often, Edwin Haynes would actually call me. Now, here's somebody who had made millions of dollars, but they understood the power of counsel. He'd call me up and say, HB, I got a new personal, where should I place him? Now, here's somebody who's made millions. And I'd say, What's going on in your group? We always had a strategy, and I say, place them over here. And he did. Okay? So make sure in your binary that you work it out. How people say, well, how in the world can the binary pay out so much money? Let me explain to you. And I've got one other thing I'm going to share with you that's called dynamic compression. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to have head spinning. And then I'm going to give you a promotion that we're going to have. The reason the binary can pay out so much is because in order for a commission payout to work, let's say over here you got 1,000 in volume. In order for $1,000 to get paid on over here, $1,000 in volume must also be over here. So as you continue going down the line and you start seeing all of these people here, you'll notice some of them have people on the left, but nobody on the right. But all of these are contributing to this left team. And it's the same thing that goes here. So the company is protected by making sure that volume takes place on the left team as well as the right team. It's not just this one line business that we have. So there's a balance between that. And then we make sure that we enforce what we call our 50% cap. Okay? So hopefully you guys understand that part of the company. I hope you're ready for this. Last part. I want to share with you what's dynamic compression. Dynamic compression is what I call the eighth wonder of the world. What do I mean? People wonder, how in the world did you put it in this compensation plan? Well, we did it. We did it. We want to reward our small builders. We reward you at what we reward you at your belief level. So that fast start accelerator, you don't have to be a diamond to get 7 levels. All you got to do is when you sponsor 10, you qualify for 7 levels. When you sponsor 10. So that means you don't have to be a leader. You can be a director, senior director, and get 7 levels. But if you use the strategy I'm telling you about, you will go through the ranks. And I'm telling you, if you guys allow your business to mature with the impact drives income, inverted triangle, and then it turns into a regular triangle, when that 7th level hits of duplication and you start seeing that it's popping like popcorn, you'll look around and some of you will feel guilty like, should I be getting paid this much money from, I didn't do anything on that 7th level. I didn't do many meetings there on the 7th level. But because you set the example in those first 4 levels and you created an environment of duplication, it takes care of itself, okay? Now, obviously I still have to use our disclosure and our disclaimers of that there's no guarantees. I can't tell you how much you're gonna get paid on the 7th level. I can't even guarantee yours is gonna be 4 or 5 times as much as the first 4 levels. I'm telling you what I've experienced through building and what I've taught others who actually did what I shared, and they reap those benefits and rewards. Now, should I give them dynamic compressions? Your GMA says yes. Okay. Here's what happens with dynamic compression. I need you to pay close attention. Now, that's okay. Remember, this is going to be in the vault. So you will understand this later on. It's probably going to go over your heads, but I want you to know, I don't know of any company in network marketing today that has dynamic compression. I don't, okay? That's not to say that anybody can do it. I'm not aware of any that's willing to do it. We're very upfront on our revenue and what we pay. I was talking with Michael Jex the other day, and I gave him a side-by-side dollar comparison of what we pay out in comparison to what he was used to, and he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. Because sometimes when you're in a compensation plan, it's all that you know. And you don't realize how good or how great it was or wasn't until you get exposed maybe to something unique or different, okay? I don't want to say better, but unique or different, and then you start to understand there's levels to this thing. So, within your uni-level structure, you will notice that with the system and the environment that we have, we put the majority of the recognition, give me a drink of water here. We put the majority of the recognition, we put the majority of the recognition at Sapphire. There's a reason why we put that at Sapphire. Because we want to drive so much business to Sapphire. Sapphire releases the remaining portions of the money in the comp plan. Not only when you achieve it, but when you promote others to Sapphire. So every time we put a promotion together, in our minds, it's going to promote more people to Sapphire. Why? More people who get to Sapphire, more bonuses get released to those who help those people get to Sapphire. So this is a leadership bonus that we put in place. Dynamic compression. Our infinity bonus that we have, we call it the leadership development bonus. Here's what happens. If you notice, it pays on the first generation 2%, on the second generation 3%, on the third generation 4%, and on the fourth generation it pays 5%. These percentages look small in numbers. This is the biggest part of the compensation plan. You say, how, Holton? Because ibuumerang is a volume-based compensation plan, not a transactional-based compensation plan. What's the difference? In some companies, you count individual units. Well, that's a sale, that's a unit, it's a transaction, and you get paid a definite amount of money on it. We convert everything into qualifying volume. Now, what do I mean? You see the shirt I'm wearing? Vibe Rise. Why? We launched Vibe April 1st, and I believe we're projecting that Vibe alone over the next few years will probably represent about 70% of the residual income through the ibuumerang compensation plan. I know you don't understand why, but we do. Why? Because you don't, every time a transaction takes place, a ride takes place, every ride has a certain amount of volume. And all of that volume goes into the uni level or the residual income. Now think about it. Normally, you know, when people travel, they travel 1-2 times a year. With rideshare, or our company, which is really a logistics solutions company, which means we have the ability to have riders do whatever it is that we see fit. We're prepared, and our software is designed that if we want riders delivering, picking up food, we can flip a switch and do that. If we want riders, you know, picking up people, medical patients, we can do that. If we want riders picking up laundry, we can do that. Our goal is to be in the logistics industry and make sure that all transactions that require transportation, that we can profit off of it. Every time a transaction takes place within your group, it creates volume, and all of that volume pours into what I'm about to show you now. And it's never been done before. Nobody's ever done it like we're doing it. You think we are number one now? You haven't seen anything, and wait till the crib just continues to expand. and we start putting other stuff. Only thing you have in the crib now is travel. And that's good enough, by the way. And I love it. Right now is the best time. We're booking stuff like crazy because of the benefits and the discounts now. But travel is great. But what if you had something that people consume in technology every day? Now that crib takes on a different meaning. So now let's assume that you are a Sapphire above leader. The leadership development bonus. When you hit Sapphire, which is 15,000 in volume, and by the way, some of you will be achieving Sapphire based off of vacation packages that people took within your organization. And when we convert that volume into QB, your group will have so many travel packages in it. And once you've completed the cycle, you'll have Sapphire done just based off of how many vacation packages. Guys, we're young. We're 1 year old. We're 1 year old right now. This thing matures. Just watch what happens. Remember, your customers don't quit. So every time you bring on new customers and new TSAs, and they bring on new customers, they're just in your pipeline forever. And they'll continue using over and over. And then we add other stuff and other stuff. It's just going to go crazy. Okay? Now, so watch this here. Watch what we do this here. When you achieve the rank of Sapphire, you receive 2% on any Sapphire in your personal enrollment tree. The very first Sapphire that you see, not first level, but first generation, which means this person right here can be the first Sapphire who's on your third level, but it counts as generation 1. Let me show you what happens. Amazing. This Sapphire builds an organization, and all of the QB outside of packages, this is consumable QB, this is subscriptions, vibe ride transactions, anything that takes place, anything that's ordered in the crib, and we've got other stuff that you're gonna be able to order in the crib. Okay? All of that stuff, the QB is in here. All right? This is why we tell you, build your structure now. Build your team. Get the structure right. We're gonna put the ability for you to multiply the volume by 10. Okay? With the same organization. But we know what we're doing. So you just gotta have patience and follow what it is that we're doing. So this Sapphire here builds an organization, and that Sapphire's got 30,000 volume in it. You're going to receive 2% of that 30,000 or a $600 bonus off of this first generation. Now, what happens if this Sapphire builds another Sapphire below? Then this becomes what we call generation 2. In generation 2, you get 3% of this Sapphire's organization. All the volume that they have outside of any other Sapphires, you get 3% of. So your first generation, you get 2%. This person right here could be on level 9. So on your 9th level, we're paying you below the 7. 9th level, you're getting 3% on this entire organization, and this organization could go 8 levels deep, which means you're getting paid on level 17. And you still only have reached your 2nd generation. Okay? But it continues to go on and on and on and on. Let me show you how to get unlimited infinity income. I'm going to use diamond, but it can happen at sapphire, ruby, emerald, or diamond. But let's just say that you now are a diamond. And I'm going to use a different way here. As a diamond, let's say this person went sapphire, or this person here in your group is an emerald. And you kept building, and this person here is a ruby. And then this person is a sapphire. This person is a sapphire. This person here is a sapphire. And this person here is a sapphire. If you notice, you're only supposed to get paid 4 generations. Only 4 generations here. But what's the magic of dynamic compression? Watch this. Some of you are going to go to work now. An emerald gets paid how many generations? 3. So the emerald will get paid the first generation, second, third. So let's find out what the emerald's getting paid here. Let's put another sapphire here. So emerald, first sapphire you find right here. So the emerald right here gets paid 2%. There's a ruby here. Emerald, this is sapphire above, so the emerald gets paid 3%. Over here, this sapphire is another one, so the emerald gets paid 4% here. Sorry I'm writing so small. They're going to put this in PowerPoint. So you reach 1, 2, 3 generations. Well, what about this sapphire here? Does the emerald get paid on this sapphire? This would be the 4th generation. Well, no, the emerald doesn't get paid in the normal comp plan. But because of dynamic compression, the emerald's going to get this commission as well. So the emerald will get the 4th generation. Now, what about this one? This will be 5th generation. You don't see 5 generations over there. I'm going to show you how the emerald gets paid on the 5th generation. I'm going to show you how the emerald even gets paid on the 6th generation. Watch this. Dynamic compression simply means that the company on every single person that creates volume is guaranteed to pay out every single bonus, regardless of which level they're on. When you don't have dynamic compression, it's called breakage, and you give the breakage is basically income back for the company. So they'll promote that they're willing to pay out this percentage. But if they don't have dynamic compression, those who don't qualify for the bonus, that money goes back to the company. So it's like we'll pay 50%, and some only actually pay 30% because there's 20% of breakage. In our uni level, there's no breakage. 100% of this money goes to the field. And it goes to the leaders who develop other leaders all the way down to infinity. We take the breakage and we say, we don't want it as a company. We want to give it to the leaders. So here's how that happens. Here's a diamond, here's an emerald. The emerald, how does the emerald get paid on this one here? This is how. Sapphire gets paid level 1. So this sapphire gets paid 2% here. Watch this here. This is amazing. This sapphire gets paid 2% here. 2% right there. Does the sapphire get paid the 3% on the 2nd generation? No. But because the emerald is qualified to get paid on the 2nd generation, this 2nd generation that's supposed to go to the sapphire, it passes the sapphire, comes back up to the emerald. So the emerald paid 2% here, but this is also levels 1, generations 1, 2, 3. So the emerald also gets paid 4% on the same sapphire, because of dynamic compression. Okay? So watch this here. What about this one here? This sapphire is 4 generations from this one. 1, 2, 3. So does this sapphire get paid 2nd generation bonus on this one? No, doesn't qualify. This sapphire only qualifies for 1 generation. Goes down here, looks at the ruby, that's 1 generation. But there's more that they could get paid on, but they don't qualify. So when it comes to this one, it gets paid. This one goes to the emerald. Over here would be 3rd generation. So the emerald gets paid over here, but the sapphire doesn't. That money goes back to the emerald as well. And the emerald's going to get paid on their normal 3rd generation from them as well. So now they've gotten paid 3 times. Okay? On the fourth generation, guess what happens? Check this out. Here's what's so cool. The emerald doesn't qualify for 4 generations. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, the emerald doesn't qualify for 4th generations. So this commission was a 3rd generation commission of dynamic compression. So here's what happens. 4th generation, who qualifies for 4 generations? Diamonds. So the diamond would get their 5% as normal, because that's the 4th generation. But what generation is this sapphire to this sapphire? 1, 2, 3, 4. So because this sapphire can't get the 5%, this money goes again at 5% to the diamond up here. It's called dynamic compression. What about over here? This sapphire is actually 4 generations away from the ruby. So look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 generations would be 5%. Well, the ruby doesn't qualify for 4 generations. So who does? The diamond. And the more sapphires that get broken down here, the diamond gets all of them. The more 3rd generations, the emerald gets all of the money. We just continue paying that money back to the emeralds, to the rubies, to the diamonds, all the way down through infinity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we want you building your structure solid and deep and break sapphires. Do you notice one of our most expensive trophies? Have you picked up that sapphire trophy? That's not cheap. Ask Mark Kipcar. It's not cheap at all. We give the biggest recognition to sapphire, some of the most expensive recognition to sapphire. We do sapphire splash. Why? So that we can create this so you can keep getting paid. Okay? And I know you probably don't understand this, but all I'm saying is that some of you are looking at your checks and you're saying, I've already gotten paid on this person. How did I get paid a leadership bonus on this person 3 times? It's because of dynamic compression, and the money just keeps coming up. Can you imagine when in your organization 100,000 rides took place within a month? Do you know that's not a lot of rides? 100,000 rides take place within your group. We convert all of that to volume, and you're getting paid not only off of subscriptions. You gotta remember, subscription is only $100. 100. That's it. $100. 75 CD. This is why your first $3 you get paid $7.50 because it's 10%, 10%, 10%. Can you imagine 100,000 rides in your group at the average of $15 a ride? That's $1.5 million of rideshare revenue that took place in your group. That's not a big group at all. Okay? And so what we're saying, guys, is just work the structure of the plan and let us feed the prayer. Perpetual. That means that we're going to continue doing our part. Residual. That means it's you don't have to continue calling and reaching out to the customer. We're going to do residual over and over. Income. It's yours. Okay? Your builder will build it. Perpetual, residual, income, build it. This also happens in the uni level as well. We make sure we pay out every single percentage point. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that we believe we will have I'll say this way, we're going to have some of the most successful distributors and TSAs in the history of network marketing. because of what we put together here. Okay. And so my goal was to show you how to unleash it, not to go take the training that Edwin and T. Gray did. Understand the numbers. I just gave you the psychology of how to make the numbers work for you. So hopefully you understand it. If you don't worry about it. Listen to it again. Watch it again. Watch it again. Sponsoring matches. Create indirect competition. Set an example so that you have edifiable structure. You don't want to be in management mode, telling your group what to do. You go do it first. The way I look at it is, let me go sponsor first. Let me go out there in the front lines and get 18 wide and 20 wide and 30 wide and 40 wide. Let me go do that. And my group is going to ask me, what are you doing? Oh, putting in a brand new person. Why? Because people will do more of what they see you do than what they tell you to do. Now, before I go into these promotions, I need you to do me a favor. Stand up real quick. Let's take a little break. Let's take a little break. Let's get a little loose. We're going to do a little exercise here, okay? I'm not going to get you in the boom fit, but I got to stretch them out a little bit. I know you guys have been sitting there. Now, here's what I need you to do. I need you to just spread your legs about shoulder width apart. Shoulder width apart, okay? And I need you to lean to the left. Lean, put your hip in it, Mark, and lean to the right. Gotta tell Mark to put his hip in it, right? Now, I need you to take this right hand, I need you to put it on the left shoulder, like this. Keep it spread out like that. See how it stretches that muscle back there? Okay, now, what I need you to do, we're gonna do a hand stretch. So I want you to make a 5 like this, and stretch those muscles right here. You should feel tension right there. Y'all feel it? You feel that tension? You feel it? Now, what we're going to do is call a finger stretch. I want you to take these 2 fingers. It's real hard. It's going to feel like your muscles right here are real tense. And you're going to make a 0 right there. Okay? You can make a 0. You hear it? See the 0? I want you to take that 0 and I want you to put it right here on your chin. I said your chin. See, you did what I did. You didn't do what I said. And I got them over here, and they're all over here like this. I said chin, but I did this. That wasn't a stretch. That was an example to show you that your people are going to do what you do. They're not going to do what you say. You can tell them sponsor all day long, and here's what they're going to see. You're sitting at home hoping somebody sponsors somebody. So what I do as a leader is I go out and set the example, and I do this. This is what I do. If I want them to do this, I'm going to do this, and they'll see me do this, which is the example of sponsoring, bringing new business in, being coachable, teachable, trainable, and edifying our system of loyalty, unity, and edification. Now, ready for some promotion? Are they ready, Mark?
Yeah, they're ready.
They're ready?
Ready.
Do we have screens for it?
Yep.
Yes.
We have screens for it.
Right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's our celebration. I told you, we are coming with what I call the ibuumerang economic stimulus package, and we are going to stimulate the economy. We're putting our money where our mouths are, right here, right? We're putting our money where our mouths are, and we are going to stimulate the ibuumerang economic stimulus plan. Now, there's several parts to it. So I want you to pay attention, but you'll be able to go to the iBoom Hub for all the specific details. The first part that we've been doing since February, March is called It Takes Two. It's been working like a plan, and we're going to make it work even more. So our economic stimulus plan, of It Takes Two, here's what happens. We're going to continue it. It's a little different. Anybody who enroll in April with coach or higher, and you enroll your first 2 in April with coach or higher, we're going to give you 3 months of the 7 levels in the Fast Start Accelerator plan. You must enroll in the month of April. This is for all of our new people for this month. And you get your 2. We're going to give you 7 levels. That's to reward those new people. So that means if you enrolled in March and you don't, if you enrolled in March and sponsored 2 this month, that doesn't count for you. Don't worry about it, okay? There has to be a cutoff somewhere. But we have something for you as well, okay? We have something for you as well. So we're gonna start with It Takes 2, and then we're gonna go to what we call U plus 2. U plus 2. So ladies and gentlemen, U plus 2. You enroll a brand new ambassador in April at Coach or Hire, and you help them get their first 2 at Coach or Hire. That means that they sell one of our Coach or Hire packages, and you get a bonus up to $100 for every 2 that you enroll and sell a package, and that they sell 2 packages to. So if you sponsor 4, and then those 4 sponsor 4 and sell a Coach or a Hire to them, you qualify for up to $400 in addition to the regular compensation plan. Extra money, okay? Extra money for you. Why? Right now, people saying, I want more money. I love to supplement a little bit more. We're going to give you a way to supplement a little bit more and make extra money. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go even further. We're going to go even further on our economic stimulus package. Our next part of our economic stimulus package, let us do this. Any of those people that come in with that promotion in the month of April and the beginning of May, okay? The beginning of May, between the first 2 days, we're gonna lay out what those days are. They're gonna have an exclusive training of how to launch their business done personally by me. It will be a members only, a locked in code for a specific place that we're gonna do this training online. And I am going to launch each one of their business and show them exactly how I launched Edwin Haynes when he first got in. I'm going to show them how I launched and helped launch Luis Ventura, how I helped launch Thomas and Annie Poulin, how I helped launch Sam and Kim Bean, how I helped launch Emmanuel Bernstein, how I helped launch Michael Jackson, Johnny Wimbrey when they joined the business here, how we helped launch all of these top leaders. And I'm going to show you and them the specific game plan that I personally gave to them, all these main leaders, and it's going to be a locked out members only conference call. So the way you participate is you have to enroll 2 ambassadors in the month of April, Coach or Hire, or you have to be, you have to enroll an ambassador who gets there too. So if you enroll somebody this month and they get there too, I'm going to allow them to come and you as their sponsor to be there. Okay, so it'll be a trio, all right? And that's going to be a personal coaching session of me showing them exactly what to do to launch. And I don't know if I've done that. I haven't done that I haven't done that in years. Wow, I can't wait. I can't wait, okay? So now you say, well, what if I am an emerald? Enroll a new ambassador who gets 2, and you can come. What if I am a diamond? Enroll a new ambassador who gets 2, and then you can attend, okay? And so that's going to be a members only deal. One last stimulus package for you. Stimulus edition of the first class package, ladies and gentlemen, for the month of April. We went through and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure our first class pack, we're going to stimulate for those who want first class, and maybe it's a stretch for them. In the month of April, we're going to reduce it. We are going to go starting today. Is it going to start today, Tigray? Or when is it going to start?
It'll start
tonight.
It'll start tonight, midnight.
It'll start tonight at midnight. $750 for a first class pack. You will still get 1,000 qualifying volume, 450 CV, and we show you what the Fast Start Accelerator bonuses that are attached to it is. And this is for everybody who's out there who's saying, I want to be able to join, but man, right now, just kind of juggling finances or whatever it is. We want to do our part, do the stimulus pack. We're still giving you the QB reduced CV, but we're making it work for you and for everybody that's out there. And I have to tell you one other thing to look out for as well. We get that done, the welcome back. Did I tell you about the welcome back? There's so much I didn't even tell you about the welcome back. We got so much stimulus stuff we're doing that I didn't even tell you about the welcome back. Y'all remember that TV show, Welcome Back, Carter? Welcome back. I don't want to start singing over here, right? So here's what we're going to do. T. Ray's going to get this done. Okay, here's what we're going to do. T. Ray's going to get this done. Because we know that some people, we weren't ready when they were ready. And some people are the OE of little faith people. They were here during the pay app days. And they jumped off the ship. Well, you got leverage now. Some of you got people that said, man, I don't know if ibuumerang is going to make it. Well, we probably did a little bit more than make it. Yeah. 2019, fastest growing, most successful company in 2019 in network marketing. You've got leverage. You've got to say, hey, listen, you know what? You probably jumped off the ship a little too early. With everything that's going on right now, ibuumerang and HB is saying, you know what, we'll take you back. Now, as long as they didn't get terminated for any violations or whatever, we'll welcome them back into ibuumerang, okay? Those who haven't been flushed out of the system, because those who've been flushed out, we can't do anything, their positions aren't there. So if they haven't been flushed out, when was the last time we flushed the system? 6 months ago?
Right, if they've been out for 6 months, they got to sign.
Okay, so 6 months or younger, okay? 6 months or younger, and they haven't been flushed out, so don't flush anybody else out right now, okay? So 6 months or younger, all they have to do, they don't have to come back and pay 6 months of subscriptions. They come back, they pay their subscription, we welcome them back. How's that? Can we do that, T. Gray? Can we get that done? Would you guys like that?
We can do it.
I want to know if they would like that. Let me see in the chat if they would like that. Would you guys like that? What are they saying?
They say yes, yes, yes. Yo, yes, yes,
Okay.
sir, yes, sir. Yes, love it, yes.
So it's our way of doing our part. You know, some people were thinking travel is down because of what's, no. Travel is just pulling back that bow, and we are ready to just rocket launch off into wherever it is, you know, that this huge universe allows us to go. But we want to bring as many of you with us, as many people as with us. Send them that message. Say, copy and paste and say, listen, hey guys, I know you didn't think we were going to make it, but we actually was number one. There was not a company who grew faster than we did last year. And we probably grew so fast that, you know, we made a lot of mistakes and didn't pay as much of attention. But you know what? Look what we did. We're better, stronger, and the crib is real. Tigger, you had something?
I think we can even do the ones that are older than 6 months.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Tigger said we can do some who are older than 6 months. We'll see about that, okay? But anyway, you guys, listen, you guys rock. I hope you guys got the essence of what it takes to unlock the method of the compensation plan, not just the numbers, but the science, the philosophy behind it, and take this training, make it work for you. Let's go out there and continue It Takes Two. You get somebody in this month, have them sell 2 packages, memberships, and guess what happens? They get 3 months of 7 levels. And then obviously with the It Takes Two and then the U+2, we'll pay you up to $100. Give you how simple it is. Here's how simple it is. If the 2 packages, if one of them includes one of our a first class pack, guess what? You get $100. If it doesn't include a first class pack at all, you get 50. So one of them have to be a first class, and we give you $100. If neither one of them have a first class in it, then we give you 50. Simple, cut and dry, but we want to stimulate you guys. Go out there, do what you do best. Let's keep giving. Let's keep giving. And by the way, these first class packages, every time somebody buys a first class pack, the first time we've ever done this, let them know that we're also going to feed 10 children. Okay? So let them know that we're doing our part. It's how we're going to stimulate why people all over the world are affected. And not announced right now, but we will be adding an upgrade package to this as well, showing you how that people can actually upgrade to the first class from wherever they are at the $750 package. I'm throwing all of this in. Why? Because I can. So ladies and gentlemen, love you guys. Love you guys. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Let's go out there and win. It's Friday. Be safe. Can't wait to see you on the virtual beaches of the world because we're not letting anything spoil us. We're having some fun. Thank you guys. Boom.